Who would you cast to play John Madden if you were the one calling the shot? Take your pick.
John C. Reilly. I think he did a great job in the Lakers Showtime. Like, oh my goodness.
Yes,
Lord
Showtime.
Mercy. Was it that? Please tell me.
No, it wasn't Showtime because they didn't want to call it Showtime because it was on HBO. So they didn't call it Showtime. They called it something else.
They called it something else. Whatever the Lakers show was, John C.
That was actually the original title as well. They called it something else.
Boy, this is a rough segment for me, man. Yeah, I want John C. Reilly to play him because John C. Reilly is winning time. Thank you. Yeah, he's a great actor, first of all, and I think he's got the versatility to pull that off. So give me John C. Reilly in the role of John Madden.
Now, it's funny because the reaction I saw on social media was, how is it not Frank Caliendo? Look, the fact that the guy does an impersonation doesn't make him the guy who should be the actor. The movie will not work if it's 2 hours of Frank Caliendo doing his boom and, that won't work. I got some thoughts. Russell Crowe.
Okay.
Could we get Russell Crowe? Yeah. Christian Bale would undergo facial reconstruction surgery if that was what was required to pull off playing John Madden in a movie. So I think Christian Bale would be good. I threw in John Bernthal because that guy's in everything anyway, so we may as well make him John Madden. And when I started thinking about John Bernthal, I thought about the fact that he managed to make his way into The Bear as Mikey. Why not the guy who plays Fack from The Bear? Wouldn't he be a good John Madden? Fack from The Bear?
We got to cover up his type.
I don't remember his name. That's true. That's true. He would have to take a lot of makeup. Although it would be a very interesting interpretation of John Madden. Matty Matheson and all of his tattoos playing Madden. That would definitely be... That would... Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Bernthal was really good. He was really good in Ford versus Ferrari. And because I watched that movie recently, and so was Christian Bale. But I think of like those guys. I mean, hey, maybe a Matt Damon could play a younger John Madden. Matt Damon, I think, is a little bit underrated as an actor. He's got the versatility as well. So I might put him on the list.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Regardless, the whole idea of Nicolas Cage and then David O. Russell trying to sell us on Nicolas Cage with the statement that grossly overstated Nicolas Cage's body of contribution to culture. Again, and I'm a Nicolas Cage fan, but let's be realistic about where he fits in the pantheon of all-time great actors. It's not like they've reanimated Sir Alec Guinness here to play John Madden. So either way, it'll be very interesting to see how it all plays out. Next one, far more important. Which receiver holding out or in is most likely to miss Week 1? Jamar Chase of the Bengals, Brandon Ayuk of the 49ers, or CeeDee Lamb of the Cowboys? Of the three, which one is the most likely to not be present in uniform Week 1?
I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb just because, A, he's not there, right? He's holding out. He's not holding in. But B, because of the way that the Cowboys, at least in my mind, have kind of bungled this situation. And maybe they will get some more urgency once they're back in Dallas and they're practicing and they start getting the game week feel because they've been out here with me in Southern California for the last however many weeks. But it's just... I just feel like that situation is being misplayed. And so, Jamar Chase is there. That situation also probably being misplayed in a different way. Ayuk, this will they, won't they stuff, like, give me a break at a certain point. Like, just kiss and make up and sign a freaking contract because they obviously both want each other, which is why he's still there. So that's why I would go with CeeDee Lamb.
And look, Jamar Chase would have held out, but for the fact that the way that top-end rookie contracts are structured, and this is all part of the game that's played to overcome the fact that the contracts don't have or do have offset language. You want to make the money in your fourth year, and you make it early. You get a training camp roster bonus, $3.8 million. Instead of having that deferred to salary, he got it on day 3. The problem is you got to be there to get it, so he had to show up. It helps the player get his money for his fourth year in the event things are going south, but it also gives the team a pretty strong piece of leverage to make sure the player shows up if he decides he wants a new contract and hasn't gotten it yet. So he would have held out. But once you're there, you can't leave. He's there. Ayuk's there. The only way he's not there for the 49ers is if they trade him. I'm with you. The only guy of those three that really would miss into Week 1 is the guy who hasn't shown up yet. CeeDee Lamb. But I think they'll all be playing, and it looks like Ayuk's going to be playing not for the Steelers or the Browns or the Patriots or anyone else but the 49ers when it's all said and done. But let's go ahead and get this done so they can get him ready to go for week 1.
Exactly, because look, they've had these issues, right, with the contracts, whether it was Deebo Samuel or Nick Bosa, where they hadn't been practicing, and then they go into the regular season, and then both players, both those guys at least, have said, man, I didn't feel the same as I usually do because I was not participating in training camp. And so when you have something like that, and you've got a team that really is pretty much all in for this year, because once you got to start paying Brock Purdy, and they do, then things are going to change a little bit. You know, they've got other guys that they've got to pay. So this is the time where I don't know what they got to do to figure it out, but it seems like they're going to figure it out eventually. I guess they just have to mend whatever hurt feelings there have been on both sides, and then shake hands and hug, and then let's go try to win a Super Bowl. But the Brandon Ayuk stuff, I mean, just get it done at this point, guys. Come on.
Deadlines drive action in all industries, in all negotiations. The challenge is having both sides on the same page about when the deadline really is. And if the team is trying to act like the deadline is the start of training camp, but the players acting like it's a week before the start of the regular season, that throws a wrench into everything. And this is why deadlines are important, because no one is going to get to their bottom line until the deadline arrives. So if you move too soon toward whatever it is, the maximum you'll pay or the minimum you'll accept, if you do it too soon, you're going to get squeezed off of it later, either by paying more or by taking less. That's the problem here. The deadlines haven't arrived yet for any of these guys. Now, one thing with Chase, this could get ugly still. I know some stuff that this could get ugly. But once you show up, you're stuck. You can't leave. You can, but the team has a lot more power over you if you leave, and they can threaten to shut you down for the entire season, and you can't play for anyone, and your career just gets shelved for a year, and next year you're in the same spot you're in this year. So once you're there, you ain't leaving. Chase will be playing. Ayuk will be playing for someone. Lamb is the one who might not be around, but I think the deadline is a week or so before the Cowboys face the Browns. All right, last one, very quickly. Veteran quarterback in the best situation. Sam Darnold in Minnesota, Russell Wilson with the Steelers.
Who's got Justin Jefferson? That's the one I'm taking. I mean, it's Sam Darnold, and for a variety of reasons. But, I mean, when you've got Justin Jefferson, we'll see what happens with Jordan Addison. Hopefully that won't keep him out for too long. Hawkinson coming back eventually, and also Kevin O'Connell calling the plays and being the head coach. That is just a better situation. I mean, Russell Wilson, yeah, you got guys like George Pickens, who's really good. I think Pat Freiermuth is really good. Harris is good in the backfield, but he also has Arthur Smith calling the plays. I mean, it's pretty clear to me that one's Sam Darnold is in the better situation.
One of my theories, one of my takes is that quarterbacks get ruined by the teams that draft them, and they never really get a chance to recover from it. If Sam Darnold is ever going to recover from being ruined by the Jets and ruined further by the Panthers as they were starting to slip and slide toward the dysfunction they're currently in, although maybe they'll dig out of it, who knows. This is the best shot he's ever going to get in his entire career. Yep. With Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, a good offensive line, Aaron Jones with gas in the tank, premier play designer and play caller who can scheme guys open and coach up quarterbacks, a defense with Brian Flores that's going to be good enough to complement the offense. If it doesn't work now for Sam Darnold, it never will. He's clearly in the best shot. And also, with J.J. McCarthy injured, he doesn't have to look over his shoulder. Russ has got to look over his shoulder at Justin Fields. So Darnold clearly in the better position of the two, and let's see what he does.
Okay, you have a chance to win $1 million in the NBC sweepstakes on Yahoo Fantasy. Just download the redesigned Yahoo Fantasy app or go to NBCSports.com/fantasymillion for additional details. What are you waiting for?
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.